Going to East and Southeast Asia, the latest from Podnews.net with Magellan AI's Q4 benchmark report. Podnews today starts a series of articles about podcasting in East and Southeast Asia. Japan, Korea, Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand and Vietnam have a total population of 734 million, making it more than twice the size of the US. And we can expect podcast listening to grow much faster in many of these countries. Written by Guang Jin Yo for Podnews, we're delighted to help podcasters everywhere understand the opportunities in these countries. Are US marketers cutting back on programmatic podcast advertising, given all the news recently? Well, no. Research from Acast, just released, shows that 2/3 of them expect to spend more on podcast advertising this year, and marketers predict programmatic podcast ad spend should triple by 2027. Libsyn has unveiled an integration with YouTube metrics data. Libsyn podcasters will see metrics for shows. AdvertiseCast will also use this data in its marketplace. The AMBIS has announced its full list of nominees. Voting is up to you. If you're a member of the Podcast Academy, check your email to find out how to vote. The winners will be announced in the International Theatre at the Westgate in Las Vegas on March the 7th. Podcast booking service podcastguests.com has been acquired by serial entrepreneur Brian Scully. No terms were given. Podcast hosting company Osha claims that branded podcasting is growing in audience. They also claim 95% renewal from brands using podcasting. And here's a clip of Dave Weiner on the early days of podcasting and why it took an amateurish show like Morning Coffee Notes to popularize the medium.
One guy called it a soliloquy, like what I'm doing right now. It's just one person talking into a microphone, random little things, one paragraph per idea, things that had occurred to me the previous day or overnight or whatever, and I called those Morning Coffee Notes. When I did it, nobody could miss that I didn't know what I was doing.
You'll find more details in our history section at podnews.net/articles. In People News, Malvina Goldfeld has joined Podimo as Chief Product Officer. She's ex-Meta and PayPal. And Johan Quernet has been announced as VP of Growth, a position he's held for 3 months, according to his LinkedIn. He's a former Twitter, Uber and Alibaba exec. And in podcast news, indie podcast Compelled Christian Stories and Testimonies hit 500,000 downloads this week. It took 5 years, says Paul Hastings, but we've finally hit our growth curve. More than 325,000 were in 2022. Harley Quinn and the Joker, Sound Mind, is new today on Spotify in partnership with DC and Warner Brothers. The 7-episode series is the highly anticipated second project to be released as part of Spotify's multi-year agreement. Following the global sensation Batman Unburied, it stars Christina Ricci and Billy Magnussen. And Body Unboxed is new from educational publisher Pearson. The show will focus on nutrition with certified health experts, helping uncover what's clickbait and what's real. It's produced by Neon Hum Media. This podcast is sponsored by Magellan AI. Track the trends in spend, ad loads, podcasts on YouTube and more by downloading Magellan AI's podcast advertising benchmark report for Q4. It's on the website at magellan.ai, or you can go right there from the link at podnews.net/latest. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.